announce Hartmut Rosa for the second time. And, well, without further ado, it's Hartmut Rosa.
Thank you very much. Wired up this time. Okay. So thanks again. Thanks again for inviting me and for coming back this morning. I kind of want to follow up on what we talked about, or what I tried to present last time, which I believe was on Monday? Yeah, it was on Monday. Then I said I would want to, last time the question was what is social acceleration. So I'd like to talk about what is social deceleration. Deceleration is just the opposite of acceleration, right? When things slow down. But in fact, what I mean is just what my claim is that modern society is an acceleration society, that things speed up. But you can actually only make that argument after really scrutinizing all the things which do not speed up. Because, I mean, in every society you probably find things that go faster and things that go slower. So some people claim that there's always a balance, right? Some things speed up and therefore other things speed down or slow down. So actually the claim I want to make is that it's not like that in modernity, right? There are things which do not speed up and there are even things which slow down, but they are not on the same level, right? It's not a balance between the two. There's an asymmetry. And actually, by looking at those things which do not speed up, we learn quite a lot about the logic and also the problems involved with social acceleration. So I want to do this first. But then I also want to get at what I call a critical theory of social acceleration. The idea is that a critical theory, even with capital letters, spelled with capital letters, which means that it's a bit in the Frankfurt tradition. For example, Axel Honneth writes all the time about what does a critical theory need, right? What do we need if we want to pursue a critical theory? And then he says, well, there are several problems involved in that, but one thing is we somehow have to identify pathologies, or at least sources of suffering in the society, which means that subjects living in these societies somehow have to experience problems, or there have to be causes of suffering for a critical theory to identify something as being wrong. And also there has to be an idea of how things could be better. So I think we can fulfill both these requirements by pursuing this theory of social acceleration. So in the second part of what I want to talk about, I will look at what could possibly be a problem with things speeding up. But just to make it clear again, because I think, I don't know why that is, but whenever I talk about acceleration, it sounds like I'm totally against it, and I want to say, well, social acceleration is the downfall of civilization or so. And this is not what I want to say, right? I think that this acceleration process, this process of dynamization, of, as I said last time, setting in motion the material, the social and the cultural world, is some positive positive development in human society, but there are kind of turning points after which further acceleration is going to be negative or critical. All right. So basically, there are. Oh, something missing. No, maybe it's not. Basically, I want to move in 3 steps. The first is 5 categories of social deceleration. This is a brief look at what is not accelerating. Secondly, why modernity is about acceleration and not about deceleration. This is very brief. I just want to make the argument that there's an asymmetry between those forces which speed up and those which slow down. And the third step is then what is wrong with social acceleration, or actually maybe I should put it differently. When is social acceleration bad for human beings or for society? So this is just a very brief repetition of last time, because I love that graphic scheme so much that I just have to repeat it. So the argument last time was that there are 3 forms of acceleration. The first is